everywhere with some tech issues that we need to solve right after this stream, right? So hop on over to thatgeek.com/live. You can click on the button right below this video and you can hop in and you can actually talk to me in real time and ask me any questions about anything that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So I'm just going to make sure that we are live everywhere before we're going to get started. So yeah, we're live on Facebook, and let's see if we are live on LinkedIn. We are live on LinkedIn. So guys, if you have any questions, comment, anything like that. Are we live on Twitter? Let's see. And we are live on Twitter. So fantastic. So what we're going to do, hop on over thatgeek.com. It's not a webinar. I'm going to take you through my specific formula to help you get more engaging clients, more sales, more conversions, build your audience, even if you don't have anything right now. And if you do have something right now, even better. I'm going to show you how to amplify that, get more reach, get more visibility, and all that stuff without paying ads, paying Facebook or paying Google or anything like that, so that it'll be, more cost effective. Also because I believe that engagement pays a lot more than ads do. Ads will get you visibility and reach, and then engagement will get you the sales. So I'm gonna jump on in. We're gonna talk about that. And again, if you guys want to chat with me, just hop on over to thatgeek.com/live, and that is where all that magic happens. So this is what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about the customer experience ROI formula, ROI for return on your investment. Actually, there's a lot of research out there that shows that within 3 years, 36 months of really focusing on customer experience, you can double your revenue, which is huge, huge news, because that's without a lot of effort and a lot of ads and buying leads or anything like that. Because the bottom line is, you don't want leads, you want customers, right? But everybody's talking about more and more leads. So what happens in the world today, and we're going to talk about that, is that you have so many leads and a very small percentage of them converts into sales. So a lot of people are playing the numbers game, right? Like if I just going to get 1 million leads and I convert 3% of them to $1,000 or $100 product, then I'm doing very well. Yeah, but what happens to that other 80% or 70% of people that you actually purchased, right? You paid to get those leads. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to start with like the fact that marketing has changed. And marketing has changed because marketers have committed the biggest sin of all. I'm going to tell you what it is in a second. But what happened because of that sin that they committed, it's a lot harder to turn leads into clients. And so a lot of people are stuck right there in the lead world, right? And hey, Lena, a lot of people are stuck right there in the lead world where it's like, okay, I need more leads. So more webinars, more ads, more funnels, but they're not converting. It's very, very difficult. Now, addition to that, why is it also very difficult to convert leads? It's because that technology is changing very, very fast and very, very rapidly. And so we have things like DeepFake, which I'll show you in a second. We have filters, we have photo videos, we have editing, we have all that stuff. And that, my friend, is doing something that is really sabotaging all your efforts at the beginning and hurts your conversions. And let me tell you a story before I dive into what specific is that, okay? So let's see if that works. I'm going to share that. We're going to make it like a big screen as I tell you my story. So imagine yourself, you're sitting at your favorite shore, because I can't say the other word, and you are sipping your coffee and you're enjoying, the view and the tranquility and the serenity of nature, and you're watching people going by, and the breeze is so nice, the sun is bright and shiny, the wind is playing with your hair, the weather is just great, the coffee is awesome, and everything is just fantastic. Anyway, you're looking at it, you are having a great day, right? Just imagine that for a second. And then your phone rings and you hear your mother on the other side, and she says, "Hey Joy, I just got off the phone with the car insurance It seems that the last payment didn't go through and they wanted to verify your credit card number. Can you read it back to me? And now, of course, your mother, right? So without a second thought, you're pulling out your credit card and you're giving the numbers to your mother. And the problem is this, guys. It wasn't your mother at all. It was a hacker using the newest technology, AI technology called DeepFake. And there are different companies who are creating that. One of them, if you haven't heard this before, has used Joe Rogan's voice to create this. I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to show you exactly what they created. So check this out. Hold on. I think this went backwards.
You know, the everyday person who the deepfake sex video.
Refinance.
This is the deepfake with Obama, but I want to show you the one
their homes
with
to invest in things like high-tech manufacturing, clean energy, and the infrastructure that creates good new jobs.
I cannot. I want to go back in this. So if I can't, I'm going to do this again. Hold on just a second.
You see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would.
Just one more time.
Someone.
While I do this, you guys can come on over and join us in the stream right here. So I'm going to do this one more time, once again, right here. I'm going to let you guys listen to this. Okay, let's make it big so you can hear it. Let me know if you can hear it.
Friends, I've got something new to tell all of you. I've decided to sponsor a hockey team made up entirely of chimps. I'm tired of people telling me that chimps are not capable of kicking human ass in sports. Chimps are just superior athletes. And these chimps have been working out hard. They're throwing kettlebells, battle ropes, everything. I've got them on a strict diet of bone broth and elk meat. These chimps will rip your balls off. God damn, it's impressive. All I got to say is, see you on the ice, folks. Being a robot has its benefits. I can pronounce tongue twisters now. Check this out. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick?
So, not to make it too long, because this is a long one video, but what you're hearing is basically an AI company that took Joe Rogan's voice and made it sound as if he just created a hockey team of chimpanzees. And what did Joe Rogan have to say about this? He says, this could become a real problem, just like I showed you a second ago with your mother and your credit card, right? It becomes a real problem. It goes like, I'm flattered and honored that they use my voice, chose my voice as an example to let us know that we're fucked. And why? Because technology is moving to the space right now where we don't know what's real anymore. In fact, they can take a flat image of yourself, just like a camera picture that you've taken from, a selfie of whatever, and make it look like you're talking in real time. Just like as if, the Mona Lisa was talking. So look at that. That's like human expressions. It looks as if she's really on video and talking. So if you take an image of someone and now you take a different technology, right? And you combine them together, we don't know, did we really hear Joe Rogan? Are we really listening to the Mona Lisa? What's really happening? Is that a real thing that's happening? And to take that a second further, to take that a little further and show you what's happening right now in the world, how people are, monetizing on this or abusing this technology, because now it's just for fun, right? Like you've seen old pictures of yourself, what you're going to look like when you're old, and all those other filters. But the first AI, like voice faked software, voice mimicking software, actually created huge theft. This is the first cyber crime that took place, and I'm just going to read this to you. So there's a guy at a company, can't remember which company it was. It's a British energy company, right? So the managing director of a British energy company thought that his boss was on the phone telling him to send more than $240,000 to an account in Hungary. And he said that the French insurance, it sounds like this is a German insurance, and it sounded exactly the same as his boss. So this is the crazy part. Phone rings at this energy company. the managing director picks up the phone and it sounds exactly like the boss will sound. The tonality, the punctuation, the German accent, everything sounds the same. And so what does he do? He goes and wires the money to not his boss, right? So what happened, those hackers were not satisfied with the $240,000 that they just stole. They called again and they tried to make another withdrawal. And then the managing director was like, okay, something's not feeling right here. He calls his boss and his boss is like, I never talked to you in the last 2 days. So these things are just now starting to take place, right? We're just hearing about it. It's like really, really cutting edge of technology, where we have DeepFake algorithms, which Facebook is trying to fight. We have software editing, video editing, filters. We have AI taking images and actually turning them into speaking videos. And what's going to happen is that it's killing the single most important ingredient that is required to make a sale, which is trust, right? Because if we cannot trust what's happening online right now, what our eyes are seeing, what's going on with everything that we're looking at, then how can we trust that, to buy anything, to give our credit card to anyone online? We might risk it at $10, $15, right? But are you really going to risk $100, $500, $2,000, $30,000? It's a big, big issue, and it's just now starting to happen. But you kind of feel the results of it already. I'm going to show you what I mean. So, for example, people are just not going to believe anything unless they physically, I can touch you, I can see you, I can talk to you, I know you're for real. That's only when our trust is going to be given. And so if you're thinking about, the funnel, what you're using right now to attract leads and customers and clients into your business, right? The problem is that with all those awareness and attracting and the selling and stuff like that, we cannot build trust just by voice or just by text, just by images, or even professionally done videos, because everybody can now just take it, like you saw with Obama, and make them say anything. And the consumer on the other end is just not going to believe that what you're telling them is true. So because marketers also, when they created the funnels, right, this original funnel, and they started with the free lead magnet and then the $21 sale or the $7 sale, just pay for shipping and handling, right? And then just upgrade to the $29 and the $59 and the $179. And they promised you that with each one of these steps, you are going to get the recipe for the cake, for example, right? But in the $29, they left the sugar out. They said, ooh, if you really want the cake, you have to buy the $59. And you're like, okay, fine, I really want the cake. And you buy the $59 recipe, and they're leaving another ingredient out. And they're like, well, if you really want to buy that, then you have to buy the $179. And what happens with every little step of the way, because none of those steps is geared to go towards giving you a real result, right? You lose trust in two things. One in yourself, and one in the person who's selling you this, because you're like, okay, I've tried this recipe like 5 times and it doesn't work. So either that guy is full of it, or I just don't have luck with the recipe because all the emails and everything else that I'm seeing says that it should work, but it's not working for me, so I don't trust it anymore to make any more purchases. And what happens, you just burned a good customer that you could have helped. So with all those practices online where we have webinars masked as sales pitches, right? Sales pitches masked as webinars, where we have, these funnels that isn't delivering on the results, where we have all these filters and all these editings of videos and all that stuff, consumers have lost trust, and it shows in the numbers, right? So once it used to be very easy to just put ads to a webinar, fill up the webinar and crash it, right? But now ads, they take longer to convert. Frank Kern says that it takes about 22 times for someone to see you and 32 different ways to experience you. Once in an image, once in a video, once in a text, once in an email, see you in so many places, for them to make a small purchase of about $20. So many times and so many ways that you have to touch someone before they actually trust you to open up their wallet, right? So ads cost more, they take longer to convert. The funnels are filled with more leads than clients, like you're seeing right here. the sales cycle is a lot longer because we have to overcome all the bad experiences that our leads or potential clients had in the past. And all this automation, it really kills intimacy. If you're looking at like all the reports about loneliness and depression among Generation Y and even seniors and so many people, because everything is automated, we lost that human touch. And if there's no human touch, there's no emotional connection. And if there's no emotional connection, they don't stay loyal, they don't buy, they don't refer. And all that work that you're doing, you're going to have to do it again and again and again to get more and more clients to kind of like fill up those who are dropping off. And so what can we do about this, right? What can we do? It looks like doom and gloom, but there are two good options that I'm going to share with you right now. So I believe that the future of marketing is authentic engagement on a personal level. And I want to demonstrate it for you right now. So I want you to jump on in on thatgeek.com/live. Actually click the button right below this video on that page and come on in and let's have that authentic engagement on a personal level. We can actually talk to each other. So you can experience what I'm talking about and not just be like, oh, that's nice, but it's never going to work for me. Right? And actually towards the end, I'm going to show you how you can apply this to yourself, whether you're a business, whether you're an individual, whether you have an audience, where you don't have an audience, where you're starting out, you're not starting out. So stick around, I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? So what do I mean by the future of marketing is authentic engagement on a personal level? You have two ways to do this. Remember, we talked about real engagement. People have to feel you, touch you, talk to you, experience you. So you can do this in two ways. One way is that you can do live events. They are a fantastic way to get face-to-face with your audience in real time, right? Touch them, talk to them, inspire them, hear what their issues are, what their objections are, what they're concerned about, what they want to hear about more. Really have a conversation and connect on an emotional level. So live events are amazing. There's only one problem with live events, right? They have very limited reach because there are only so many people that you can put into a room. In fact, we are doing a very intimate event in November 15th to the 17th. We're only going to have about 20 people because we want to keep that intimate, small, and we really want to connect with people. So there's a size limit of how many people you can bring into an event. If you're doing like a stadium or like what Grant Cardone is doing, 10,000 people, you can't really connect with all of them on an emotional level, right? So it's just too many people. So there's a size limit to that. Then there's it's also very counterproductive to spreading your message, right? Because how many live events can you do? It's kind of like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Now some people make this a selling point where they're like, hey, you have to show up because we're not going to take pictures and we're not going to show anything and you're not going to know what happened inside. Yes, but then as a marketer or as a business that wants to spread their message, now it became a little harder to spread your message because everything is kind of like it's just a one and done and that's it. You don't have any experience of it anymore. So the other way of doing live, of connecting with people emotionally on a real basis is by live video. So live video allows you to have a face-to-face conversation, and we're going to do that in a second when you're going to see what that's like. Just hop on in, thatgeek.com/live. So it gets you face-to-face with your audience. It spread your message across the interweb so everyone watches you wherever you are. So if you're watching me on Twitter, you're watching me on Facebook, you're watching me on LinkedIn or on YouTube, wherever you're convenient, or on my website, right there, right? Wherever you are, people are seeing you. So what happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas. And it's not one and done, it's there forever. As long as you're not taking it down, your message, the value that you offer, your connections in the world are just there for other people to experience it over and over again. It's not the same as in real time, but you don't have to repeat it over and over again, right? You still can get that experience and share that across the interwebs, right? And already, if you don't know, so Frank Kern showed that live video actually converted more than ads. So if you just go live, you'll be engaging more, you'll be saving some money, and you'll build that connection, authentic relationship with your audience. So this is what we do. What we do for people, our company, it's called Viral Connectivity, and we're just replacing this broadcast marketing with engagement marketing. And there are 3 elements to that. Let me show you. It's very simple. First of all, we're going live everywhere, like you see me do right now, right? And we actively engage our customers with our brands and our products in real time. And then we encourage them to come to our own website, which is our properties, right? Don't build your home on rented properties. You heard me say that a million times. So we bring them to your own website, right? To our website, and we motivate them to actively participate in the education process, in the engagement process, and then in the sales process, right? Bringing them into a buying decision. And finally, we make it easy for them to share that and refer our products to other and services to their friends and family. So really leveraging the referrals. So I'm going to dive into how we are doing this. Hey Robert, good to see you here. So how do we do this? I promise that I'm going to give you the customer experience ROI formula. So this is it. T plus V plus R equals S. Can you guess what that is? T plus V plus R equals S. Yay. Okay. So this is what it is. Trust plus visibility plus relationships equal sales. So I'm going to show you how we put this into practice and how you guys can do that too. Okay. So the first thing that you want is something like what I'm doing right now, a live interactive show. It can be just you interacting with your guest in real time with your audience, building those relationships. It can be you leveraging other people's audiences, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second, where you actually have an interview show. But what that does is it builds trust, authority, and the relationship in real time, as if they came into a live event and are there to watch you speak, interact with you, ask you any questions, have that mic on that side of the aisle so they can come and ask you any questions and have a conversation about it. So first of all, to build the trust, to build the authority, to build the relationship, go live. Step 1, right? Just go live. Second step is you want to go live everywhere, right? Remember what happens in Vegas? It doesn't want to stay in Vegas. So we want to increase the visibility and the reach because we don't know where our audience is. So we want to be everywhere that we can. But at the same time, don't build your home on rented properties, right? So we want to take all that traffic and bring it to your own website. So from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitter. And how do you do this? Right here. See that? imthatgeek.com/live. That's how I bring you guys. You're watching me on Facebook, you're watching me on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Come on over and you and I can have a conversation in real time. What happens when you do that? 2 things. 1, you deepen the trust, you deepen the relationship, you really deepen that authority and that emotional connection. So that's the first and most important ingredient, right? Like the connection with your audience. The second side effects are you capturing the audience, so you can follow up with them, nurture them, and continue building that relationship. And you're boosting your own SEO, right? And on your website is where you have control of everything that you want to do. You can capture information, you can sell your product, you can sell affiliate products. You are in control of that environment, right? That real estate is yours to use. So you want to send everybody to your website. Now this is where most people kind of like end, right? They go live, whether on one channel or all of them, whichever they do, and sometimes they bring it to their website, sometimes not, sometimes they just go live, and that's it. They just keep going live all the time, right? So if you know of Gary V and Gary V's content model, basically what he does, he takes one keynote that he has and turns it into like a billion different social assets. So images and podcasts and videos and articles and blogs and tweets and all that stuff from one keynote. Granted, he has about 20 people working only on that, right? And one person with a camera behind him and another person writing notes, another graphic designer and a video editor and a writer and a copywriter. Like, he has a team to do that. If you're just your own sole proprietor or like, just work on your own stuff, you can pick one of those channels and take your show and just turn it into unique content, right? So just edit it and repurpose it so that you have content out of the wazoo, just like Gary V has. Doesn't have to be a lot, it just has to be the one that your audience wants to hear. And after you have that content, what you want to do is you want to go back and share it again. It's kind of like becoming like a loop, right? So you're using social media to drive traffic to your own entities where you build a relationship, you build the trust, right? You get the visibility, all that stuff. And what that does is it amplifies your sales, it increases your conversions, because now you took care of the one crucial ingredient that all marketing is missing right now, which is trust. And trust is built based on relationship, and you have to build that face-to-face relationship. So I want to show you what this looks like in real time. Some examples from our clients, some example of my work. I want to give you a little bit of a view of what it looks like, and then I'm going to show you how either we can do this for you or how you can do it for yourself. Cool? Just nod. Awesome. Okay. So when you apply this formula, when you apply this system to your business, these are some of the results that you can see. First of all, it's going to boost your online presence, right? Just because social media all those social platforms are really wanting to boost and promote live videos. So just by going live, you're going to get more visibility, more online presence. Now, a lot of people that come to me, they're going like, yeah, Yifat, but I'm not Gary V, right? Like, who's going to talk to me? I'm not Oprah. So here's what I have for you. And here's how you can find a way for you to get your presence out there and connect yourself with other thought leaders in your niche. Okay? So I call this the Oprah technique. And basically, if you think about what is Oprah really, really great at, she's just a great listener, right? She's not like a scientist or a PhD or an expert in anything, nothing, right? She started out just by connecting to people and listening to them, right? And she connected on that emotional level, and that connection has built her entire empire. And then what did she do? She left that network and she opened her own network, right? Don't build your home on rented properties. So follow Oprah if you want to be like Oprah. She started out with, let's say, the social media, right, in a different network, build up her audience, right, and then took her audience with her to build her own network called OWN. Gary V does exactly the same thing, right? He used social media, he used YouTube, built his audience, and now if YouTube says like, hey, you can't be on our platform anymore, Gary V is just going to shrug and be like, okay, everybody, follow me to TikTok. And everybody's just going to follow him for TikTok, because what he did first is build that audience. So follow that same system. Interview experts in your field. So just go to LinkedIn or go to all the trade shows about your own market, in your own market, right? Reach out to these people and be like, hey, can I interview you, right? Just find the speakers. Those speakers want visibility. They want to share their message. They want to be more in front of more people. Just invite them to talk to you on your own platforms. And now you and those speakers are meeting not with, hey, can you promote my webinar? But on the other side of like, hey, we are on the same page. I'm going to help you share your message. You're going to help me, get some of the visibility, and it's going to be fantastic. So it's the same idea of a podcast, only on steroids, because now you don't have to do it in advance. You get the eyeballs as you're creating the content in real time. And as you do that, our systems allows us to also stream into our speakers, right? Into our guest pages. Now, they allow us to do this. This is not something that we do without permission. They have to allow us to take advantage of that and stream into their own social properties. But what happens is that not only you get face-to-face with them in real time, but you're also leveraging their audience. Because now everyone who's following those speakers, they get a notification that they're going live, and who do they see? They see you being Oprah or being Joe Rogan or being their best interviewer, right? Interviewing the people that they now follow. So that's immediate boost in authority. Not only authority, but also visibility and reach, because now you're streaming to an existing audience that before they know about you, but now they're getting to see you. So this is a really cool hack to immediately boost your visibility, your reach, and your authority with just going live. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to drink some water, let you guys digest all of this. Ask me any questions if you have. Comment below. Hop on into imthatgeek.com/live so we can see you. And don't just stay in the background saying hi. And I see, don't know who it is, but yeah. So, step 1, visibility and reach and presence, right? Because you are going live, like I said before, social algorithms really want to push you up, right? Everybody wants to go into live videos, so everybody's doing it right now. And so that means that more people are going to see your videos on Twitter. You're going to be seeing more, people are going to spend more time in YouTube, in Facebook, and that's automatically, without paying all those platforms, you're going to get more reach and more visibility simply by going live. That means that you're going to be in front of more people who appreciate your message, right? So you add value and they want to engage with you more. And what's nice about that, again, this is not one and done, right? This is there forever and ever and ever. Now, guys, if you're watching me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, or YouTube, or Twitter, it's super cool to see you. Either comment, say hi, let me know that you're watching, and hop on in, because that'd be super cool. Okay, so we're boosting your brand and your visibility, right? We're leveraging other people's authority and their audience, and you're boosting your authority simply by being on other people's platforms. So when these people are promoting themselves, right? They're doing a lot of marketing to push themselves up. And while they do that, their audience and their new leads, what do they see on their social profiles? They see you and they see your interview. If you offer value in those videos, that can be a great authority boosting tool, right? If you're only there to sell, then you're going to kill it before it even happens, and none of this is going to help you, right? But if you're offering a lot of value, what will happen is people are going to start following you and coming to your profiles and seeking you out so they can get more value from you. And now you have built your authority as well. So now let's talk about how do you build a relationship, because the relationships are those who boost up the sales, right? And so what happens when you go live, remember we talked about we're going live, we're being seen everywhere, wherever we can be. If you're using us, we're going to stream you. If you're doing it on your own, pick the channel that you want. Then you take that content of that show and you turn it into different types of content, right? So when we do that, it starts ranking, and you become the top search result for your guest, the other authority people in a niche, and if you're interviewing your competitors, even for your competitors, which is fantastic. So if you want to be known in an industry, let's take my friend Paul Ramsey, right? He used live video to really build his authority within the hypnosis niche. What he did is he just went out and interviewed all the people that will show up for that convention. And when he showed up to the convention, everybody knew him because he's the guy interviewing everybody else, right? He did this year after year after year, and now he's running chapters for that entire industry. He did it at the beginning on YouTube, then he switched to Facebook, and just one tool, one platform, live video, interviewing everybody in his niche. He built he's building an entire reputation and connection within that industry. In fact, I have an interview with Paul about that entire process. If you guys want that, reach out to me. I'm going to share it with you again. It's a fascinating story of how he did that. But when you do this very well, you start ranking for other people's names, content, information, depending on where it is that you're focusing on. So here you're seeing our video. See right here, this is our video. So when you're searching for JB Kellogg, which is one of the guests that we had, our video shows up first. But then later on, and this is pretty cool, different people are seeing different results. You're not seeing only 2 of our videos. When you're searching for his name, you start seeing our website showing up. Our content is starting to show up for our guests' information. So don't miss on that opportunity. Don't miss on the opportunity of taking your content, interviewing other people, and really benefiting, turning that into content that can rank you higher in search. Now, what's nice about this, it's no ads. We haven't paid for ads, anything. We haven't created any SEO special tricks or anything like that. We basically leveraged a few things: live streaming algorithm, other people's reputation and knowledge, user-generated content, and we turn that into unique content that Google loves to reward. You can do the same. Remember, don't build your home on rented properties. When you do that, you start building your own email list, right? You're letting everybody know about a show that you're going to have. You're letting them know that they're going to talk to you in real life, face to face. And you are growing your email list so that you can stay in touch with people and help them further. Again, if you're going to only send them sales messages and affiliate offers and stuff like that, you're going to burn your entire list, right? But you can really leverage other people's audiences and your own shows and the value that you're adding to build a really amazing audience. And what's nice about that, as you do this consistently, they continue to follow you, they take action, and now they become an active community, not just followers. So I'm going to show you how that translates into cash, because that's what everybody wants, right? So this is a quote from one of my clients. She called me up and she said, "Hey, I just heard from a girl in my Facebook group. She said, I was in your Facebook group for over a year and I didn't trust you until I engaged with you live." And what did that turn into? Sales. Not only sales with that one specific person, but ongoing sales, because the entire conversation in that group changed from like, how much is it, to, hey, what do I have to do to work with you? Because look at all these amazing things that are happening. So many people are trusting you. I want some of that. The other thing that's happening, your SEO starts going up. People are showing, and when Google sees that, they start ranking you higher. So whatever it is that you want to be known for, this is a fantastic way for you not to crank up and grind content all the time, but just use conversations and relationships to start driving traffic to your own website, where you can start ranking higher, right? And being found again. When we do this, our conversion rates are amazing. 70% conversion rate over a 7-day period is beautiful. Most people get around 3 or 5. And of course, the biggest thing is trust, right? So this is one of my clients. She says, I'm getting excited about the live. I'm getting excited. The live shows is changing a lot. The audience is learning to trust me. The calls are different, right? The calls are just like, what do I have to do to join the program? I trust her. So remember how we said the biggest obstacle to sales is trust. And when you switch your marketing from broadcast marketing to engagement marketing, you can now start really building the trust with your audience. And that, if you maintain it, right, don't abuse it, because I've seen people who abuse that. When you maintain that, you can really, really, really grow your business. So these are other examples of results. Of course, they're cash. So this is it. That's our formula, right? Remember, if you want to grow your sales, if you want to increase the customer, if you want to improve the customer experience, and you actually want to turn that into some good ROI, trust plus visibility plus relationships equal sales. Should we say conversions? I don't know. S or C, what do you guys think? So what's nice about that, there's 2 options for you right now to apply it in your own business. One option is I'm going to show you how you can do it yourself. And another option is we can do it for you. If you want us to do it for you, what's nice about this, it's going to be a minimum time investment. It's a complete done for you service. If you want to talk about that, right on the page, imthatgeek.com. I'm going to disappear. My hand's going to disappear. imthatgeek.com/live. There's a red button. Click that button. Book a 10-minute call with me. And we'll talk about your business and how this can apply to you. If you have any questions that you don't want to share live publicly, just click the button. You're going to get to my calendar. You're going to tell me a little bit about yourself. Not a sales pitch or anything like that, just 10 minutes. And we can find out more about what's going on with you and whether or not this is a good fit for you. And if not, I'm going to give you some options, right? It's not a good fit for everybody. If it's a good fit for you, and if we are a good fit and we can work together, I need water. I'm talking so much. Hold on. This is what's nice. It's purple and it's purple, right? So if this is a good, if this is something that you want to do, if you want to work with us, all that you are going to have to do is just 2 hours a month of your time. We take care of everything else. If you want to explore that option, the red button right there to the right of the video, you see a big red button that says book 10-minute call with me. Tell me about yourself, get on my calendar, and we can chat. If you want to do it on your own, then I have an entire hour and a half step-by-step instructions on how to do this. It will show you how to get raving fans and hungry buyers in 4 easy ways. Even if you suck at social media, you hate selling, really hate selling, this will be the URL. If you are on am.geek.com/live, you'll see a button right there as well. You can click that. It will take you directly to download this. It's a video, it's a PDF, it's a presentation. I actually show you over my shoulder how to apply each and every step. So you have 2 options. One option is to work with me. One option is to do it yourself. Whichever way that you want to do this, I will really highly encourage you to stop grinding content so much. Lay off the ads just a little bit, move away from selling and broadcasting and really into engagement. Because what's happening in the world today is technology. We have 2 ways of technology, right? One of them will tear us apart, make us feel lonely and desperate and depressed. That's how it's been used so far. But there's another side of it. There's this side of it. There's the side of engagement. There's the side of intimacy. There's the side of a community and connection. And if we use it for that, then I think we can bridge, geographical boundaries. We can really make a difference in people's lives. Not only that, when you make a difference in people's lives, you can also make a difference in your bank account, right? Just help enough people, and you get everything you want. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I am going to switch to our, Q&A. So if you are right here, ooh, look at that. Ta-da. So if you are right here and you have a question, hey Paula, hey Robert, and you have a question and you want to chat, just raise your hand, say hey, and I'm gonna let you chat. Robert, you want to have a question? Okay, let's do that. No questions. Okay, you're just like hi you too. Good to see you. Any question, Paula, Stuart, Buddy, of course, and you too, Neville. Okay, let's do it one by one. Let's see. So let me remove me. Well, actually, you know what? Let's try this one where we see you and we see me at the same time, and we're gonna unmute you. Da-da-da. Let's see. Are you unmuted? I've never tried it. There we go. Ta-da!
When you went to the landscape screen, it completely changed my broadcast screen. Sorry.
That's okay. Good to see you.
That works. Yeah, good to see you too. Want everybody to know, if it hadn't been for live video on a different platform that'll remain nameless for the moment.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's talk about Hangouts.
Yeah, the go-to girl.
Yeah.
You and I wouldn't know each other, and we wouldn't have the relationship that we have, which is quite personal. And yet we've never met face to face. I'm in Arizona, you're in Texas.
That's right.
Where I would just soon be.
Hey, the future is coming. You never know.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm footloose and fancy free. That's
there
for
you
sure. Now, my question is, and I think someone else asked as well, I wanted them to know that your formula works, period. It's one that was proven in our previous lives.
Yeah.
But I think there's a question, if you do it for yourself, what is your time consumptive value? I mean, how long is it going to take to be, I know that it's not a simple thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to switch to this for a second. And Paula, you had that same question. So how long does it take to do it for yourself? It depends on what scale, right? Like how much do you want to be out there? Like I said, Gary Vee has about 20 people who that's their entire job. That's what they do. I employ about 5 people to serve me and my clients. If you want to do it for yourself, when I was doing it with Google Plus, that was my entire day. So about 6 to 8 hours a day, that's what I did. So it really depends, right? It's always the balance of time and money. Do you have more time? Then do it yourself. Do you have more money? Then hire someone to do it for you. The challenge is, I'll be completely transparent with you. The challenge is that if you try to have other people take your content and turn that into content that you want, you need to have thinking people, right? People who can not just go like, okay, take this and turn it into an image, because most of the people in the Philippines and other people where you outsource it, they just don't get, they just follow instructions. There's not a lot of creativity behind it. So that's where the challenge lies. So I would say if you're just starting out and you want to minimize the time that you're investing in getting out there, is two things. One, pick one channel, right? Just focus on one thing. Because when you and I, Stuart, were doing this, we were only on Google Plus, nothing else. And that was enough, right? That one Google Plus built my entire brand. You don't have to be everywhere. So pick one where your audience is, or one platform that you love, and just devote yourself to that. The second thing is, once you have something that you really, really like and that adds a lot of value, you don't have to create so much content. Instead, go out there and actually really apply this. Hold on a second. Really apply what you are going to see here. So what you're going to find here is that this teaches you less about content creation and more about engagement. And you can engage like in an hour a day. Spend 30 minutes in the morning engaging with people, finding that, I call it problem seekers. Go find problems that you can solve. Just engage with people. So for like a week or two, you're going to start having people coming to you and going like, ooh, that one person is super, super helpful, because like nobody ever responds to anything that people are putting out there. You're going to be that one person, and you really quickly, you're going to build that audience and that engagement for yourself. So yeah, go
all
ahead.
I got to say is, see you on the ice, folks.
Oh, that was that was
Being a
Joe
robot has its
Rogan.
benefits.
That was
I can
Joe
pronounce
Rogan.
tongue twisters now.
Let me remove
Check
him.
this out. Peter Piper picked a pecker.
There we go. That was Joe Rogan. So, so the options are, pick a channel, create good content that you kind of like want to engage on, and spend about 30 to 60 minutes every day engaging with people, not content creating. Use live videos to actually engage with people and demonstrate your ability to help them. And that's it. Don't focus more on content, focus more on connection. Does that help?
Yes,
Yeah,
it does. It does, in fact, help a lot. Thank you.
Awesome. Yay. Paula, you have another question? Let me switch here. Yes, thank you. Does that help? Good. Do you have another question? No. Do you want to jump in? Yes, no. No, okay.
Tell people not to be afraid of the experience. It's okay. We did it a lot.
Nobody worries about your bad hair day. You're totally fine. And Robert, you have a question. As much as you have available, but if you have a base knowledge, then careful A/B testing on Facebook or YouTube will continue to serve. This is a true story. I get you get a logo from fellow in India. Yeah, that's a nice logo, Robert. We can show it to everybody. Do you want me to show it? I'll show it to everybody. So there you go. I'm gonna hide me so we can only see you. Here's his logo. So that's a really good logo. Yeah. So for stuff like that, there's Fiverr, right? You can go to Fiverr and you can get a bunch of stuff done very, very cheaply. If you need someone to actually think about creating content, about turning stuff that, that's emotionally connecting, you might have to jump in and just do that as a person, because at the end of the day, what they're doing, they're building the relationship with you, right? If you are the business owner and you are the voice and you are the face of your company, then they're building it with you. And you have to be engaged with it one way or another. So, so that's it. So let me see if I have any questions from the socials or the website or anything like that. Because if not, if I answer all your questions, let me know. Oh, I see. So if I answered your questions, I think we are good. Any other comments, question, anything out there? I think we're fine. I have some skills, and I know people are far more skilled than I am. There is a replay, Paula. thatgeek.com/live. Just open there. There's no opt-in. There's no anything like that. You can go in and check the whole thing out. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to share all the slides in an email. So if you guys are interested, make sure that right on that page, opt in, so I can follow up with the slides and any other questions that you might have. And if you want to talk about your own business, how to apply this, if you don't have any questions that you if you have questions that you don't want to share in front of the entire world, click the button right there, that says 10 minutes with me. Just book 10 minutes and we can have a private conversation about anything you want. It says book a 10-minute call with me. So click that red button, hop on in, get on my calendar. We can spend a little bit of time and figure out which one of these two options is good for you, or if you have any other questions, I can help you with that. So with that, I think you're very welcome, Paula. With that, I think we are good, right? So
one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yifat?
Yeah.
The engagement or your invitation letter that you use, that's key if you're trying to contact somebody by email rather than a member of their staff or something by phone.
What do you mean by that? Which one?
Well, if you're sending an email to a person you want to interview, the manner and content of that letter is key.
You know, it's not. It's actually. It's really not as complicated as you think. People love to. Most of those people who are on stage anyway, right? They love to be on stage and they love to talk. And everyone who's passionate about anything and want to share it with more people. So you don't have to be all formal and all experienced or professional or anything like that. I really just send people messages either in LinkedIn or in Twitter or on Facebook, and I'm like, man, I really love the article that you did. I would love to share you with my audience. That's it. Let's book a time. Nothing, so if you just keep it on a very personal level with people, right, then you start building a personal relationship with them. If you're all corporate-y and professional and stuff like that, it's a little bit colder. So I just go like, hey, you're fantastic. I would love to talk to you about something that you're passionate about because I think it's interesting. Would you be interested? And most of them go like, yeah, fantastic. When?
So it's a matter of figuring out what platform basically they're monitoring or their staff is monitoring.
Yep.
And dropping it in there.
Yep. Yeah. There are a few people that I want to talk to that I went and I followed them on Twitter and they didn't have the DM option open. And so I went back to LinkedIn and I found them on LinkedIn. I tried to connect with them and I went to Facebook and I tried to connect with them on Facebook. And then I went back to Twitter because they're tweeting a lot. And I left a comment and I said, hey, I sent you a message on LinkedIn. Go check it out. But very, kind of like, hey, let's start a conversation. So nothing, it's a little bit of stalky, if you will, but not in a bad way, right? Because they're on these platforms for a reason, to be seen and to be engaged, and they want people to reach out to them. Some people make it very difficult for some weird reason. I don't know why. If you are on social, you probably want to allow people to connect with you on social. But that's it. Like, if you find someone that's really interesting, like, you can just go to Amazon, find the best sellers over there. If it's on a topic that you want to talk to, go to LinkedIn, find them, be like, dude, I love your book. Read the book, right? I love the book. I would love to talk to you about this. I would love to feature you. Let's discuss it. And now what happens when you turn that into content, right? Like we talked about, now your name is at the same name with that best-selling book. Quick way to kind of like get yourself into search and increase your visibility and your authority, because now you're connected to that author, and anyone else who's looking for that book or that author is going to find your information as well. So very, very, it's really not that, we make it, PR makes it so complicated, right? It's like, it's really hard to reach all the, it's not. Just send them a message wherever they are, be human, right? Try to help them, try to be like, okay, what will help you? more exposure, more visibility, more engagement, more sales, like what it is that you want. How can I help you get that? One way, let me feature you on my show, right? And see what happens. Does that help?
Yes. Now, do you think it's necessary to have the logo to put up a little bit more professional presence? Obviously, I never have, and most people.
It's nice.
Accept me.
It's nice, but like when I started, from like Google Plus, I've had my show name changed so many times. It was the G Plus Go to Gal, then it was Emerging Futures, then it was something else, and now it's I'm That Geek. Starbucks changed their logo so many times, right? Google changed their logo so many times. It's more of a brand and what, people think about you. You do need to have some sense of, don't be like 1991 when the internet just started. Like, look, have a good LinkedIn profile or have a good webpage. But that stuff is like semantic. If you have a good audience, or if you're interesting, or if you're, just personal, most people just say yes. When we started out, what did we have? Nothing, right?
Right.
We had nothing.
I didn't have anybody but you. You were the first person to really accept me for who I was.
Well, it's hard not to. But look at that. Like, these relationships lasted years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a great example of how you can build authentic relationship over technology.
I mean, I would urge everybody to jump in next time, because our relationship lasted the life of Google Plus, basically.
That's true. That is true. Platforms come and go, and that's why, guys, if you really want to own your audience. So if Google Plus goes away, Stuart and I know how to stay in touch. And we have so many other people that we have their phone numbers and we have their emails and we're following them, and we have a way to stay in touch. So if you're ever going to be in Facebook jail, right, and all of a sudden that 10,000 people group that you built is gone, is your business going to be affected? How are you going to protect your business? So capture that audience, either SMS or email, so that you are really building a business and not a hobby out there. Right?
Real quick, but
Yeah.
just a question, outright question, because I never participated in it. The Facebook groups, which are really pushing right now, if they have an appropriate group for your content, what's your opinion about becoming a participative member there, and then making sure your announcements or your notifications are shared to that group?
Well, that's a great question. So let me say hi to people from Twitter. It's Arakat, I think, and Rudy, and from the UK. So hey, good guys, good seeing you guys. So here's the problem with Facebook groups, and it's not yet the problem with LinkedIn groups, only for Facebook. But Facebook groups are not really communities. They are a fan club, right? So you can't just go into someone's group and start promoting yourself, because they're going to ban you out and then nothing happened. So how do you leverage that? Because I'm a part of a lot of groups, and the way that you do that is you become a problem seeker. So all the steps to do that are going to be in here. Let's see, right here. You become a problem seeker, and what you do. Thank you, Christian. So it's very informative. Yes. So what you do is you go into those groups, and you'll see many of those groups, people are just promoting. Nobody actually really engaging, right? And so if you are that one person that either adds value to the group, right? Not promoting, not selling anything, add value. Taki Moore always says, be generous in public and ask in private. So in private, you have to capture their email and ask them for whatever they want. But you add value to the group, and if someone has a problem, or because everybody's sharing and trying to get attention, be that one person that engages, comment, look for problems that they have and help them solve those problems, and then move to private chat with them and be like, hey, did I help you? Do you need more help? If they do, bring them on live and just help them live. And now what happens? Everybody sees you being helpful, right? And say, hey, if anyone else has any other question or anyone else needs anything, come to my website or message me privately or follow my page or however you want people to engage with you, right? And then it's a natural way, like someone already built an audience that's interested in one thing. You go through that audience and you find all the issues that they have, and you become that helpful advisor. And before long, you're the go-to person because nobody else is giving away free information like that, right? Make sense?
Yes, very, very informative. I was given the advice years ago when we first started G Plus that if one effective way to, sorry, this camera's moving around. One effective way to get known, and the guy says it'll take you most of the day, but go in and comment on 90 posts per day that you can add real value to with your comment.
Yeah.
Not a spam comment, but the real deal.
Wow.
Spend your day doing that for 3 months and you'll be known by lots and lots of people.
It's true. It's really true. And not only that, you're going to start getting referrals, right? Because people will be like, hey, you have a question? Stuart, help me with something. Go ask Stuart. He's the one that I always go to ask everything. And now you have word of mouth working for you. So you need a few things to monetize that, right? You need a way to monetize it, either coaching or whatever. You need a place for them to go to, right? So in this, I'm going to show this again because it has all the information in it. Right here, you have the entire path, how to find the people who want what you have, how to engage with them, and how to bring them to you to sell anything that they want. So just hop on there. So to find it, go to imthatgeek.com. Right there. And right to the right of the video, there is an image. You can click on it, download it completely free. Just follow it. And if you need any help with that, with everything that you see there, we have a community. You can jump into the community and we can help you in there. And if you need even more help, you can come and meet me in person in November, and we're going to walk through all of that in real time. And in 3 days, you're going to have the entire system done. So Robert is saying, I admit to being addicted to joy generation. Yeah, everybody likes joy. Friend of mine. So any other questions, comments? Good to see Twitter people here. That's really awesome. If this was helpful, please share it with people so that can benefit them as well. If I can help you in any other way aside from this PDF right here, this little video here, if I can help you with more than that, if you need time on my side, if you don't want to do any of this, it's too much, it's overwhelming, it's like grab 10 minutes on my calendar and we can see if we're a good fit. And that's it. I thank you all. Paula, you good? Just nod. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me here today, taking lunch with me. That's been a pleasure. Good to see you guys on Twitter. Neville, do you have questions? Did you have any questions? Oh, you do? Okay. So, sorry. Oops. Let me didn't mean to miss you. Go ahead.
Yes. My question is, I spend a lot of time on Facebook. And recently I have developed a group, but should I have an open group or a closed group?
Are you asking me, should I share all my secrets or should I tell them to buy my stuff? Is that what you're asking?
No, not just tell them to buy my stuff. Should I open my group that anyone can enter it, or should I close it and ask for people to come by invitation?
Well, it depends on the group that you want. I hear that Facebook groups can be very spammy and it's hard to maintain them. So it really depends on you and how you want to run your group. There's no right or wrong way. I don't know if you can open it and close it afterwards. I don't know if you can do that. Okay. Like you could try opening it and then if it sucks, close it or start a new one and bring everybody into a new one where you kind of like filter them. But it really depends on what you want. Like, do you want a big group of everybody's in it and you're going to become a monitor of like clearing the spam and making sure everybody behaves and they're nice and all that stuff? Or do you want a small group where you know everybody behaves? Like,
Right, that's what I want. A small group that everybody behaves themselves. You know, we are marketing something here, so
Yeah.
just come in and be nice. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think you know the answer, right?
Yeah. And secondly, you always said, do not build your home on rented property.
Yeah.
Are you talking about from the initial start of a domain?
Yes. So I'm talking about owning your own website, right? So use social media to build your site, to drive traffic to your own website, because a Facebook page is not a web page, right? They can take it down anytime. Just like they did with Google, just like YouTube, like all that stuff. They can take you down anytime. The only thing that you have most control over, because I mean your ISP can shut you down, but the one thing that you have the most control over is your website. And if you back up your website all the time, you're going to have the content and the information. If something happens, you can move it to a different server, right?
Okay.
It can be up and running in no time. So own your site, yeah.
All right, thank you. That's it.
Awesome. Yay. Okay, so thank you, Robert and Paula and Stuart and Neville and everyone in here on Twitter that we just met for the first time and on LinkedIn that have been watching us. If this has been helpful, you need more information, you know where to find it. Until next time, bid you farewell. Bye.
Bye.